everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Nick, and welcome back to the Dr. Nick Show. I normally don't like to talk about things like this, especially negative topics, but I kind of got inspiration from a friend of mine. He's also on YouTube, Heckin' Steve, and I kind of wanted to throw my input on the effect that resellers have on the gaming community. Now, I understand when you buy something, the whole point, if you're going to resell it, is to get a profit. You're not going to pay $20 for something and sell it for $15. You're wanting to make a profit, supply and demand. That's, how consumerism basically works, the idea. But for someone who's been collecting video games since, I was a little kid in, the mid 80s, and I got, pretty heavily collecting in the mid 2000s as well, a lot of the games that I have now, you could not get for even a decent amount of money. The Nintendo 64 stuff is really high right now. GameCube is starting to get up higher, PlayStation 2, original Xbox. It goes through these periods of time where the kids who had these items when they were younger now want them back. So, you're having a lot of the kids who had the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and then, coming up on the PlayStation 3. I was an original NES kid, and we also had a Genesis, Super Nintendo. I never had a 64 when I was younger. I went directly to PlayStation. I ended up getting a 64. Some of my friends had 64s. I appreciated it for what it was, and do truly enjoy the system now that I have it as I'm older. I still enjoy playing a lot of the older retro games. I play a lot of the newer stuff as well. We have a Switch, and I've been playing Animal Crossing, and also, of course, Mario Kart 8. I'd like to think of some other games to possibly play on it. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to go. I like to get maybe the Super Mario Odyssey, or even I think it's Super Mario 3D Land, possibly. But basically what I'm trying to get at is a lot of these resellers, like Phoenix Reseller, Chase After the Right Price, and, there's a whole list of Jacob R on YouTube. DK Oldies is, of course, the number one offender of this, where they get a system and they supposedly clean it up and sell it for 3 times what it's worth. I'll use this as an example. You can go on eBay right now and pick up a copy of the original Mario Duck Hunt, $10 maybe. Legend of Zelda, the 64 Ocarina of Time, a Nintendo 3DS on DK Oldie's site is probably 2 to 3 times the price. And they go to these garage sales, they go to these flea markets, and, Facebook Marketplace, and they rip these people off. They pay pennies on the dollar, and then they brag about it in their videos of, this is how many sales I've made every month, and this is how much I brought in. And it's really made it difficult for people that actually want to collect the games and play the games. And it's frustrating because there are quite a few games that I still would like to get. Sunset Riders on Super Nintendo. That game goes for almost $100 now. It shouldn't. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. And the Genesis version is cheaper. I prefer the Super Nintendo version of it. Someone used a really good example of Earthbound. Now, Earthbound was an interesting game. I think I remember playing it at a friend's house. it's not a particularly rare game. It's just a really good one, and a lot of people who have it don't want to get rid of it. And now, just the other day, I think it was yesterday, there was a report of Microsoft laying off their division of the people that make the physical disc. I don't like the idea of having everything digital. I don't. You don't own it. They could literally take it at any time. Money that you spent on the game, they could literally pluck it out and go, nope, you don't have it anymore. When you have the game in your possession that you purchased, it's yours. You own it. And, having the idea of being able to download a game has always been convenient for a lot of people. And I get that. It's not any cheaper. It's not like they're going to give it to me on a discount for downloading it versus me buying it in the store. There isn't. There's no incentive. So, when I get a PlayStation 5 eventually, I'm going to get the disc version. I'm not going to get the digital only. I'm not going to do it. I have a PlayStation 4. I have an Xbox One S. And of course, I got all my older retro systems. I don't know why they're forcing this. The cost of making a disc can't possibly be that much. After so many years, they've definitely got it down to where they're making a huge profit. These games are $60, $70, $80. And the main reason why I want to get the PlayStation 5 is I really want to play the new RoboCop game. It looks really good. They did not put it on the PlayStation 4, unfortunately. And also, I've seen really good things about the new WWE 2K24. So that'll be interesting to see as well. It's just, a lot of these guys that I watch, they used to be so entertaining, watching them hunt for games and add them to their collection and, go and, hunt these things down in Goodwills and thrift stores and things. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But now you tune into these videos and it's like, oh, I bought this $25,000 collection and I'm going to use that money to buy sealed Pokemon games, and I'm going to go to this convention and buy all this person's handhelds and then sell it for 3 times what it is on my website. And the idea of selling on eBay, I used to sell on eBay. It's not worth it anymore, honestly. A lot of people sell stuff on Amazon. It's pretty profitable. And don't take this as I'm jealous, because I'm not. I mean, all power to the hustlers. Good for you guys. But when you're taking games out of the realm of people that actually want them, and then they go on your site or your whatnot, and, I'll just throw this out there. Recently, I seen a listing for, I think it was a complete inbox copy of GoldenEye. And I've seen just the cartridge itself at Disc Replay for like $25, $30 maybe. So I've even seen it in there for $15. A lot of these people are wanting to get $40, $50 out of this thing. Is it a good game? Absolutely. Is it worth $60? No. Not at all. And it's almost become so cringe seeing these guys. Oh, I sold $1 million worth of games out of my basement. I turned a huge, investment into the giant game barn. I used to watch Chase After the Right Price. Dude was entertaining. Now it's just video after video of, I bought this huge collection. I bought this huge collection. And, they're throwing it up on Amazon. They're throwing it up on whatnot. They're throwing it up on eBay. And I understand making a profit. I get it. And it's not only their fault for causing this problem, but there's people that pay it, that they don't know any better. They want the game so bad that they just fork out the cash. And it's just going to continue. I thought years ago that eventually, COVID had a lot to do with the rising cost of games as well, because people were at home and they were purchasing games that they had when they were younger to occupy their time. So, I knew eventually, just like with sports cards, the bubble kind of burst on that again for the second time. I don't know. It's just frustrating. I enjoy playing the games. And I normally don't sell the ones that I have. If I find a double or something, like in a big lot, yeah, I'll sell it or trade it for something else that I don't have. But I don't, that's not something I actually do. So, when it comes down to the actual pricing of a lot of things, it just seems like it's, who can I rip off? Can I rip off the grandma at the garage sale that's selling a Super Nintendo for $10? Or, I've gone to garage sales and somebody's had an Xbox 360 for like $150 because they looked it up on eBay and that's what it said. And you go to some places and they're asking, $10, $15, $20 for a lot of these games because they seen that it's what it was worth. Marketplace, there was a PlayStation 3. It wasn't even the backwards compatible one. This thing was selling for $250. Nobody's going to pay that. Maybe for the backwards compatible one, but this one was the other version of that. It came with 2 controllers and a stack of, relatively common games. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it was pretty common stuff. Nowhere near that. So, the garage sales dried up a long time ago. People just got so ridiculous with it. I did get some good deals on a bunch of Wii stuff and a lot of the PlayStation and Xbox stuff back in like 2017, 2018. And even like going into 2019, I did. People were reasonable with their game prices. They weren't getting too out of control. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it, just put a video out there. It's become almost a joke now. And it's not funny. It's almost pathetic. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you stopping by. Give this video a like. It really helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you all later.